as Oscar De La Hoya called it. A little known trivia fact, when Oscar signed his pro contract and he moved his parents out of the East LA area into a nicer home, it was in the city of Montebello. And well, look who's here.
Montebello, but Triple G been to Montebello?
Well, no, he does Montebello style, though.
He's Montebello adjacent. His manager, or his trainer, Abel Sanchez, grew up in West Covina when there were still orange and apple orchards out there. And here he is, Seven Nation Army. You don't hear that just at USC games. No, that is Triple G walking in. Always with a smile. Steve, look at that. What's behind him? What's behind him? Oh, those are belts.
Those are belts, and obviously those matter. And I wonder how Gennady Головkin's going to react to this week. This is his first fight in Las Vegas. He's never actually been through this process. There's going to be a lot of media demands. He's never done a grand arrival. Again, this is one of those intangibles. He's now on the very biggest stage in boxing. How will he react?
Yeah, that's true. I think that's one of the big questions and X factors of this matchup. I think we know Canelo Alvarez is used to fighting on this stage, so the edge in big fight, mega event experience goes to Canelo.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of great NFL players say the first Super Bowl they were in after hundreds of football games, they're nervous. I don't see why he wouldn't be going through the same thing.
He sold out Madison Square Garden.
He has, but you know what? This is now really the biggest event he's ever been in by far. I'm just telling you, there is a difference.
They weren't doing grand arrivals on a Tuesday with Bethel Duran, Steve Kim, and Doug Fisher.
No.
Welcome to the big time, Gennady Головkin. And you're going to get interviewed by Jessica Rosales. Deal with Jordan Brand. Not just Nike. Jordan Brand is his guys are trying to figure out a way to carry all the belts back there. There's Gennady Головkin on the stage at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Oscar De La Hoya, the Hall of Famer, behind him. Tattoo gives him the head nod. Now you know you're big time.
Lost over here. There's a lot of action that's happening up on stage. Gennady, there's people that are here for you. Anything you want to say to everyone that came out and has been here all morning. And you guys, don't be shy. You can make some noise for him.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everybody. Just I'm very happy to come back to Vegas.
Right. And so being here in Las Vegas, a big card coming up on Saturday. How do you feel right now? It's just the start of the week. We still have a couple days to go, but the fight is just around the corner.
I feel great. I feel great. Just a couple days for big day, for September 16th.
And of course, Canelo will be your opponent in that ring, someone who you have been waiting a very long time to face. Why has this fight been so important to you?
It's very important, not just for me, for boxing, for sport. Right now, we have biggest fight for boxing. You know, this is amazing.
And of course, we hear the fans. We hear some Triple G. We hear some fans saying Canelo. Do you think you're going to convert some of those Canelo fans into Triple G fans come Saturday night?
Of course, this is boxing fans. This is true boxing fans. I respect all fans.
So what do you think is going to be the key to victory on Saturday?
You know, who number one, he's win. Who better, he's win. Just, I believe by myself.
So we will see who's number one on Saturday night. One more time, guys. Triple G, Gennady Головkin.
What do you guys think? Knockout by Triple G. A decision victory.
A smile on his face, always there, 160 pounds. A man that just for a while was knocking everybody out left and right. People were avoiding him. They said they wouldn't, but then they would offer it up and, oh, nah. Canelo. Some people said he was going to avoid him. And we're finally here, Steve.
No, we are. And another thing, this is the first fight, Doug, where Gennady Головkin will not be the A side, that the majority of the audience in attendance will be for Canelo. Again, that's another intangible. Then we have the judging and the officiating. In Las Vegas, they have a reputation, whether it's deserved or not. They follow the money.
Absolutely. They generally will give the benefit of the doubt to the A-side fighter, the star fighter, the house fighter, the popular fighter, the fighter with the more upside.
Yeah.
You know, I can go on, and there's a lot of examples of that.
We heard chants of
we heard chants of Canelo during Jessica Rosales' interview with Головкин, and I'm sure we're going to hear it, on September 16. Will it affect Головкin?
Yep.
I don't think so. To me, he's like the epitome of the focused, consummate professional.
Gennady Головкин, you even see Mexican flags that have Gennady Головkin's name on it. He is right now being interviewed by HBO, Triple G, Gennady Головkin. Y saludo a Paulo Andres, mirándonos desde Barranquilla, Colombia. So it's not just Montebello that loves you. Paulo loves you in Barranquilla, Steve.
Well, I am worldwide. I am worldwide.
El Señor worldwide. And there you see Gennady Головkin. Now, Steve, which belt does he have?
He has the WBC, which Canelo, he did the Riddick Bowe to that one. Okay, he put that one in the trash can. He has the WBA.
That's the one he's held the longest. That's
right.
what he's had since 2010.
He has the IBF. And the
Won
only
that
one
from David Lemieux.
And the only one he does not have is the WBO, which is actually, ironically, being contested on the very same day, September 16th, between the champion Billy Joe Saunders and Willie Monroe in the UK. And, Doug, another factor is the IBF has made a ruling. We talked about this earlier. Because we're going to call it the Danny Jacobs rule. In a unification bout or when multiple belts are on the line, there will not be a second day morning of weigh-in. So, listen, I don't think there was any way Canelo was ever going to weigh in again because, quite frankly, he transcends belts. But at least now Головкин knows that as soon as he weighs in on Friday afternoon, he's done with that process.
Right. So in that way, it's an even playing field. It's not one guy having to do a second-day weigh-in, the other guy not.
Yes.
Beth Durant, Steve Kim, Doug Fisher. And, Doug, what is Canelo's deal with the WBC?
They are on his crap list, to put it one way. And he's not the first notable Mexican fighter to have a beef with the WBC. As Steve Kim can tell you, for years, Marco Antonio Barrera had a beef with the president of the WBC, Jose Suleiman, and that sanctioning organization, and would not fight for that belt because he felt that he had been slighted by that organization earlier on in his career. Back when he was fighting at 115 pounds, they didn't rank him or they didn't make him a mandatory, and he held a grudge. Canelo, I think Canelo's beef is you guys put a bunch of pressure on me to fight my mandatory, which was Triple G, immediately after I won the belt. Why weren't you doing that with the previous holders of the WBC middleweight title? How come you didn't do that with Miguel Cotto? How come you didn't do that with Sergio Martinez? How come all of a sudden I get the belt and I got to defend it right away?
Well, Doug, what's that line from that movie Roadhouse? Nobody puts Canelo in a corner. I mean, when it's all said and done,
it's true.
Canelo is the type of guy that can set his own rules because economically he's a driver.
He's one of the very few fighters that is bigger than the sanctioning organization. There's no doubt about that.
I'm not trying to stir it up here. It just seems like the last couple fights, all I hear is Canelo versus WBC, and it's like he's against them, but then again, he's not fighting for their belt. So I'm just trying to get to the root of it, and now I kind of get it. So it goes back deep. As Constantino Garcia would ever take this picture, we go back to working right now, as Canelo Alvarez is the only one who's going to make his way into the Las Vegas MGM Grand. So right now, Triple G is doing the step and repeat. He did the Jessica Rosales interview. He did the HBO. There he just did the ESPN with Claudia Trejos. There you see Abel Sanchez, his trainer, and then through security providing great signage for him. Now he's about to do El Zar. He's doing Azteca TV.
This lets you know that Triple G is big time. And, we talked about Canelo's fans. Yes, the majority in the T-Mobile Arena will be for Canelo, but Triple G will be well represented. We will hear very loud chants, Triple G, when he steps into that ring.
Canelo Alvarez will be making his way into the